All right, welcome back to the second video of this goalie drill series. Today we're going to be talking about defending the pass. Now the first drill, or I guess we'll just do an overview of all the drills. So the first one is going to be slot defense. The next one is going to be kind of a side-to-side in the zone shot defense. And then the other one is going to be from far side across. Now the way you play all these shots is a little bit different, but I mean it's all generally similar. So let's start off with the corner. All right, so for the slot defense, what I want you guys to do is pretend this is a game, right? In a game, you're going to be watching not only for where the slot pass is going, because if this guy is down here for some reason, this could change where you're at. Also, you have to be aware if he's playing same side potentially for a different shot angle. So you kind of have to be paying attention to that. But also in a game, it can get stuck on a defender. So if this guy hits it out and your defender crouches on it here and doesn't hit it out in time, you have to be able to readjust. So this guy from the corner can't just hit it into your net. So making sure it goes through first. I do this a lot in BHL where I'll go towards where I think I need to go. And then if it gets hit, it's just quick movement back and I'm right back on the post. And yeah, I want you guys to work on your movement. Again, like I've told you, you can either P2 straight out like this. It's a little bit slower, but obviously in 2v2s, you have a little bit more time to read it. I like to do a little stand up in the middle of it and a little walk towards. You can also just jump. If you like to just jump towards the middle, that's fine too. If you want to do a P1 slide, as long as you can get to a consistent spot, or if you're reading off of this guy's body language 60, if you click and just look at the far side, like I could tell this guy is obviously going far side, so if I P1 slide right across, now I'm directly facing him and we're covering that. So that is part of slot defense. Leifert, if you want to step in. So now Leifert is the test dummy. He's going to be hugging his post, not cheating. And I'm just going to give a nice P2 pass to 60. Good glove save. All right. P3. And obviously this is also a good drill for skaters because, I mean, this is how you get faster at this instead of whiffing on the puck 7,000 times. And, you know, Leifert isn't a goalie, but you can see as we're going on through this drill, he is kind of learning how to stand and like how he likes to move. And remember to switch sides also. Good job, good body save there. 60 if you want to do one where you're straight up. You can mix this in just to change up the shot angle. So you can mix and match those in. 60, you could play low slot if you wanted to. And then you have to be able to read that. Basically just mixing in all these different things, these slot passes that you're most likely going to get. And this is the slot defense drill. All right, this is the second drill. This one's going to be the in-zone cross passes. So on this one, I don't want you guys to cheat. Obviously, you know it's going to the other guy, right? But you don't want to cheat. You don't want to be half here and then have to make like a one block move. Because in game, if a guy sees that, he's just going to shoot your near side and scores. All right, so you want to make sure. And again, back up a little bit, 60. You guys can... I like to P1 slide sometimes. I'll be in P2, get out of it, slide, P1, and then I'm right in the middle of the net. Perfect positioning. You can also P2, but then you have to add like a little bit of a hop, or you have to add a get up step. And it gets a little bit weird. Or you can just jump over kind of a little B hop and just kind of face them. I mean, just try out different movements, see what works for you. And if you're the guy shooting, obviously you can just P2 sprint reset it That's probably the easiest way to hit it. Gives that guy a little bit of time. If you want to speed it up, you can P3 it. Well, you do have to P3 that leaf for it. Or you can P3 it and across, and then you have to be able to recover. I mean, there's not much you can really add to this. This is purely just about trying to find your best way to get across and cover that pass while also practicing your gloving, being able to read what side it's on. So, and during the drill, Leifer would be passing it back to me, but unfortunately, he doesn't understand how courtesy works, so he's just going to be shooting the whole time. He also doesn't understand how passing works. All right, this is the third and final drill for the passing kind of drills. So basically, this one involves just crossing it out of zone. So basically, this guy, I mean, in JBHL is not a threat. I think 6004 and some BHLers can do some weird, like fast P3 tech where they can score it from here. But JBHLers aren't doing that. As you can see, red hearts, it's not doing anything. 60 if you want to move over real quick. Just let it slide by you. As you can see, it's not getting in there. Even right behind the line, it's close, but you can't get across. So for this one, if you're playing in a real game scenario as the goalie, you can cheat a little bit towards this pass. You have to be ready though, in case this guy beats his man to the outside and now they have shot opportunity. So basically 60, if you're cheating a little bit towards the pass, and then this guy wins it, there you go. He got back into the opportunity. You don't have to play like hard pass like you're playing on this guy, just a little bit in, maybe towards the middle, where you have the option of either one. And then you don't have to move as far. For this drill, just P3 across. 60 would take the guy and be ready for the shot. It does help sometimes if you can get a group together where they can insta P3 it or P3 it fast like Leifer just did. That also really helps. And then again, it's just switching sides after that. So Leifer would be the passer. Or you can keep the passer the same, just move different sides. And then they can pass. Oh, all right. And then there's also a little bit of a variance where you can have this guy kind of in the middle somewhere. I mean, this is like more niche kind of thing. You can work on it if you want, but basically you just have the guy behind him and then he just P3s it towards him. And this kind of gets you more into a reactionary state or just have him across, just feeding the middle guy. Basically anything out of zone towards a dangerous pass. If you notice you're struggling with a certain pass, I would also recommend facing that one. But quick recap. First one was the slot pass. Second one was the in your side of the ice pass, and the third one was across the ice pass. And being able to defend each of those. Again, during these passing drills, if you don't have an established way of moving for each of them, I would suggest just messing around with it, trying all the different movements, and kind of finding what works best for you. Because this is the time to screw up. Realistically, practice is when you want to be screwing up and finding out what works for you and what doesn't. I mean, if you look like a goof in practice, everyone laughs and it's fine. But if you look stupid in game because you didn't find out what movement works for you and you're figuring it out in game, then you just look stupid and everyone hates you. So please figure it out in training before going into a game. Anyway, this has been the end of the pass defense for goalies. Again, figuring out your movement is vital in this, and also being able to glove off of movement is learned here. So keep that in mind when you're doing these drills, and we'll see you in the next one.